Stepping into higher realms opens up a path of wisdom that can really change your life. It can raise your consciousness to new heights, especially now when finding truth and tapping into your inner strength is so crucial. This spiritual journey teaches you the art of conscious living. You'll see how everything, your words, thoughts, and feelings, shapes your reality. It's an incredible journey toward unlocking your potential, overcoming obstacles, and crafting a fulfilling, purpose-driven life. As you walk this path, you'll uncover the creative power within yourself. You'll discover a blend of modern insights and ancient wisdom. Every step offers a chance to grow, heal, and transform. You'll learn to dodge mental traps, understand your soul's language, and build a reality that truly reflects who you are. This quest leads you to authenticity, joy, and enlightenment. It reshapes what's possible and invites you to live in sync with the universe and with yourself. With each lesson, you'll get closer to unraveling the intricate tapestry of life, recognizing how everything is connected influences your everyday experience. This audiobook is based on the teachings of Sanjam Man's Universal Metaphysics, an important guide for those looking to expand their spiritual and philosophical knowledge. It combines the wisdom of ascended masters with practices and meditations to help you connect with your divine presence, the I Am. Discover how powerful declarations and spiritual exercises can change your life and bring peace, harmony, and personal fulfillment. Perfect for spiritual seekers, this book will set you on a path toward deeper understanding and spiritual growth. Lesson 1. Unveiling the Invisible. In Lesson 1, Unveiling the Invisible, we recognize that everyone has their own unique level of understanding. We believe in some truths while rejecting others. This level of understanding is shaped by our experiences and our free will. Think of consciousness like a ladder, with everyone on different steps, some higher, some lower, based on what they've learned. In the spiritual world, there are many paths to finding that inner peace. Different philosophies, religions, and esoteric teachings, they're all important in their own way and deserve respect. A true metaphysician approaches these topics with understanding and tolerance. They steer clear of arguments about spiritual or religious beliefs. They don't see themselves as superior or smarter than others. It's essential to grasp the idea of a ladder, where each rung represents a different level of consciousness. This understanding helps us live peacefully with others and sidestep the traps of spiritual pride that can make us look down on those we perceive as less knowledgeable. In this framework, there's no such thing as inferior or superior. These are just internal stages that we move past through deeper understanding and individual effort. Metaphysics relates to what lies beyond the physical world, beyond what we can touch or see. It reveals truths that exist, even if they're not visible. And even though these truths are unseen, they have tangible effects because everything we see comes from an invisible source. For example, the energy that powers a motor isn't found in the motor itself. It comes from something we can't see, yet we accept it as real. Many truths out there can't be seen or touched. We readily believe in invisible forces like electricity, magnetism, heat, life, and love. All these things are unseen, just like the ideas that give form to the material world. There are deeper realities that go beyond what we can sense, and they're crucial for us to understand. Knowing them can help us avoid many traps and hardships that come from ignorance. The truth can set you free, so it's vital to learn and understand to steer clear of unhappiness. Occultism is a kind of spiritual teaching that was once kept secret, only shared with the most earnest seekers. This was often due to the persecution that came from ignorance and fanaticism. Nowadays, in this Aquarian age, many of these hidden teachings are coming to light because humanity is evolving. The avatar of this new era, the Ascended Master Sanj, has instructed that these truths should no longer be concealed. There's no reason to keep them hidden in this age of enlightenment. The information is available to everyone who wants to learn. No fees, no secret initiations, no mysterious silences. The curtain of mystery is drawn back. The truth belongs to all. Everyone has the smarts to grasp it. Metaphysics isn't just one thing. It has lots of expressions and levels of understanding. All spiritual wisdom that goes beyond religion falls into the realm of metaphysics. Think about serious schools like the Rosicrucians, the Freemasons, the Gnostics, and even spiritualists. Now, We see science getting into this with parapsychology. Each of these metaphysical paths deserves respect. Why? Because people find their own place based on their unique vibe and understanding of the truth, which helps them grow. We metaphysicians are part of the Sanjan Brotherhood, the highest spiritual level on earth today. This has been guided by the avatar of the New Age, the Ascended Master Saint Germain, reaching us through Connie Mendez and other trusted channels. To grow in light, you need faith in what's invisible as well as what's visible. A metaphysician builds that faith by seeing results. If someone approaches these teachings with doubt and skepticism, they won't get far. You need faith to move mountains, just like the Bible says. But this isn't blind faith. It's rooted in knowledge and verifying outcomes. You'll know them by their fruits. We need to embrace this new way of thinking urgently. Change can't just be forced, it has to come from within each person. Old dogmas and flashy rituals that impress on the surface aren't needed anymore. Spiritual awakening and evolution begin inside us. If you want things to change outside, they first have to shift within. Here are some key truths to break free from suffering. Everything starts in the mind. Each person shapes their own destiny. Their struggles and joys are all self-created. God isn't up in the clouds, He's in every one of us. There are no sins, only mistakes we can correct. There's no eternal hell. To improve your life, focus your mind positively and move past the old world of pain and limits. Today is the day for change. Today marks a fresh start. It's about renewal. Everything comes from the eternal. We're diving into Lesson 2, a journey through the teachings of Saint Germain. This is a deep spiritual level you're connecting with, and it calls for a heightened awareness to truly understand these teachings. Right now, this is the most advanced instruction available on earth, beamed directly from the realms of light by Saint Germain and the ascended masters of the Great White Brotherhood. These masters, including Jesus, have been the spiritual guides of our planet for ages. They've walked the earth, learned through their lives, and ascended to higher realms. They serve as examples for all of us, no matter who we are. Today, they don't take physical form anymore due to the laws of evolution, but their love and guidance are unwavering from above. Saint Germain shared these teachings through Connie Mendez, a woman born with the mission to spread this wisdom. She carried out this work beautifully until her passing on November 26, 1979, in Miami. Her impact is still felt in Venezuela, where her work continues to inspire and her writings are shared around the globe. Connie was more than just a teacher. She was a composer, a writer, an artist, and a guiding light. She devoted her life to making spiritual truths easily accessible. She aimed to clear up the complexity of occult knowledge and express these truths in everyday language that anyone could grasp and apply. In 1945, she founded the Saint Germain Brotherhood in Caracas, a legacy that still thrives today, prepping the planet for significant changes ahead and uplifting as many people as possible. This new phase of growth is already bearing beautiful fruit. Teachings are offered freely through talks, bulletins, books, and songs. The instructors work with pure selflessness, without any desire for profit. These teachings are shared without rituals, ceremonies, or formal requirements. Participation is entirely voluntary, driven by each person's inner calling. The Saint Germain Brotherhood respects all levels of consciousness and stays away from conflicts or disputes, especially regarding spirituality. Students are seen as the disciples of the light are completely different from practices like spiritualism, witchcraft, or black magic. The Brotherhood isn't a religion. It's more of a spiritual community based in Caracas. Here, students of metaphysics work on elevating their consciousness, improving their lives, and letting go of past burdens. They mainly do this through consistent practice of the law of mentalism, which teaches that everything starts and is created in the mind. Their teachings are practical, but also deep. The focus is on individual transformation, which is the key to making a wider impact. Joining the Brotherhood doesn't involve any formalities, registration fees, or ID cards. What you need is a genuine interest in the teachings and a commitment to attend the free lectures regularly. The real commitment is to your inner divine self, which has led you to this level of truth and understanding. It shapes your willpower, helping ensure that you stay on your spiritual journey. Approaching this journey with dedication is essential. While there aren't strict commitments, certain actions are encouraged, like showing up to classes on time, applying what you learn to your everyday life, and staying alert to distractions. If you neglect these, it can slow down your progress. Missing classes can create gaps in your understanding and stunt your growth. The lessons are gradual, and consistent effort is needed for real progress. Many students face challenges because negative forces often try to pull their focus away. Recognizing these disruptions is key. When you feel distracted, remind yourself to stay focused on the light. Attend your classes, practice what you learn, and you'll see those outside difficulties begin to fade away. Remember, you are the master of your own world, and by keeping your hold on the light, you can tackle any challenge that comes your way. Now let's talk about Lesson 3, the keys to creating your best life. Living well is a vital skill, yet many people find it tough to find peace and happiness in their everyday lives. Just look around. On the streets, in offices, on public transport, you'll see faces filled with tension, worry, and fear. Rarely do we see faces that shine with joy, contentment, or hope. This widespread unhappiness often comes from not knowing how to live rightly or overcome challenges without being overwhelmed. Many people get caught up in negativity. They magnify their problems and let them take over their lives. The art of living isn't something we learn in school. Painful experiences can teach us, but without understanding, we often waste our energy and potential. When we misuse our life's powers, like our thoughts, emotions, and words, we end up in bitterness and suffering. This world has traditionally been a tough place to learn. We come here to pay off our debts and grow through tough experiences. Earth is like a classroom in the vast cosmos, teaching us essential lessons for our personal growth. For a long time, it's been about karma and suffering. But now, as we enter the age of Aquarius, the light is beginning to shine brighter. This new era brings countless chances for us to rise above misery and reach new levels of awareness. The amount of light flooding our planet is unprecedented. It marks the end of an old cycle and the start of a new one. Earth is on a path to ascend, and so are we, its inhabitants. Though we've struggled with the art of living for ages, we're starting to grasp how to use the powers we have, like thought, feeling, and speech. These aren't just physical traits. They're spiritual abilities we need to develop through our efforts. Think about a seed. Inside it lies the potential for a full plant. Similarly, every person has the potential for greatness that needs nurturing. One of our greatest gifts is the power of speech. It's a creative force that shapes our reality when blended with our thoughts and feelings. Our words can build or break our lives. Misusing this power brings conflict, suffering, and unhappiness. But we're not victims. We create our own realities. The real challenge is to recognize this power and use it wisely instead of letting outside forces control us. To truly harness the power of speech, we must always speak positively and avoid hurtful words. Words can be powerful. They can build up or tear down, just like a sharp blade. The way we communicate affects our lives deeply, so it's essential to choose our words wisely and aim for positivity. Our minds are just as crucial. Everything starts as a thought, and we become what we believe. This is the law of mentalism. Mastering our thoughts is vital because they shape our reality. Think of your mind like a factory. It should produce positive, constructive ideas. Even if we don't realize it, our thoughts have real consequences. To thrive and feel fulfilled, we must learn to control our minds and harness their power. The key to living well lies in managing our thoughts and words, guiding them toward positive outcomes. Doing this empowers us to navigate challenges and reach our highest potential. Let's dive into Lesson 4, how thoughts and feelings shape what happens in our lives. Thought and emotion are powerful tools that drive our creativity. Everything around us starts with a thought, and the feelings that come with it. A strong thought draws energy around it, while emotion brings it to life, turning ideas into reality. Every visible thing began as a thought and a feeling before it came into existence. That's why keeping our emotions in check is so important. When out of control, feelings can lead to chaos and harm, not just to ourselves, but to others too. Negative emotions like anger, revenge, and envy disrupt our lives and those around us. They create unhappiness and drive us apart when love should be there. Emotions play a big role in what we manifest. They channel the energy needed to bring things, good or bad, into being. Our thoughts and feelings shape the world around us. Life, marriage, success, or failure in business, how we look, our health, and our social and economic situations, all these ideas have crossed your mind before turning into reality. They started as thoughts, accepted and believed either in this life or a past one. If you don't believe in something or accept it, it won't show up in your life. What you think shapes who you are and how you experience the world around you. Understanding that you have this power and knowing how to use it positively is really important. From now, you can start building a better life, reaching success and happiness by using your mental power effectively. Thoughts are the foundation of everything that exists. What we experience in our lives is the result, the physical reality of our thoughts. Tomorrow, we will become what we think and believe today. Each of us creates our own world with our minds and emotions. Think of mental power like a bow and arrow aimed at a target. The mind is the bow, thoughts are the arrow, and emotions are the energy that drives the arrow forward, leading to what we manifest in our lives. When we think, we send out a magnetic energy, like a beam of light, able to influence others and reach far and wide. The thoughts of others can also strongly impact you, especially if they carry a lot of force, able to break through any resistance. This works when trying to convince someone, but forcing it can lead to consequences for stepping on someone's free will. Our thoughts are our creations, serving the purpose we designed them for. Positive thoughts are light and uplifting, while negative thoughts are heavy and dark. They can spread from one mind to another, gaining strength and creating negative entities like hatred, war, and revenge. People who often think negatively give off bad vibes, inspiring fear and attracting more negativity. On the flip side, positive thoughts create a peaceful and harmonious aura, making a person enjoyable to be around and drawing in what they want. Both positive and negative thoughts bounce back to their source, amplified by the energies they met along the way. This highlights just how important our thoughts really are. Today, we really need to focus on mental and emotional self-control. Why? To stop further destruction and imbalance in our lives. It's crucial for each of us to break free from negative habits and raise our awareness. But this isn't easy. It takes effort to manage our thoughts and feelings and keep our egos in check. You can't truly remove limitations, unhappiness, or conflict from your life unless you take charge of your thoughts and emotions. It's a constant challenge since most of our thoughts just run wild. But trust me, the effort is worth it because it can transform your life for the better. Many of our struggles, like money issues or health problems, often come from deep-seated negative thinking and feelings. Without harmony in your emotions, nothing good can happen. To create that harmony, you need to stay calm, even when it gets tough, thanks to our natural impulses. Emotional control is about managing your energy. You should only release it for positive and joyful purposes. We must correct our weaknesses and vices to grow spiritually. The key to well-being in daily life lies in mastering our outer selves, our personalities. They need to listen to our higher selves, that divine spark inside us. Remember, with free will, you choose which part rules your life, the ego-driven self or the higher self, guided by divine wisdom. Emotional self-correction is tough. Our senses can create intense reactions that make it hard to manage divine energy. Each of us has the choice between following the light or succumbing to the temptations of the material world, which can seem appealing. It's all too easy to give in to our passions because it takes no real effort, no self-discipline. But we must correct our habits of thinking, feeling, and speaking. Self-control is the bedrock of well-being and success. Don't let disturbing external influences distract you. Stay alert and refuse to accept anything less than peace. Negativity can sneak into everything you do. It's like a powerful avalanche, building up energy, ready to explode if you don't keep it in check. And when it comes to emotions, if you don't control them, they can cause real damage. Feelings like irritation, anger, selfishness, and hatred can create chaos. So steer clear of fights and don't react to outside provocations. Stay calm. Mental control is just as crucial as emotional control. Let go of any thoughts filled with negativity or fear. Instead, open your mind up to positive, happy ideas. By expanding your mental space, you'll break free from limits, and your life will get better because everything starts in your mind. First, you gain knowledge, then you accept what's true, and only then do you put it into action. The more you learn, the more you grow. This week, practice controlling your mind. Refuse any negative suggestions you hear, avoid arguments, and steer clear of controversies. If something bothers you, say to yourself, "This isn't right. I don't accept it, I reject it, and I dissolve it with the light." You can also declare, "Only the perfection of God flows through me. I embrace only good and positive thoughts." It's all about retraining your mind, which often likes to fixate on the negative. You need to discipline your thoughts, focusing only on what's good and uplifting, because dwelling on negativity only invites more of it into your life. Emotional control matters too. You can tell yourself, "I stay calm and joyful, no matter what, I live in peace." To master both mental and emotional control, start by calming your mind and body. This is often called relaxation. It can be challenging since thoughts and feelings can run wild, and you might feel tension in places like your forehead, shoulders, or jaw. We don't recommend the typical relaxation techniques that encourage slow focus on each body part, as they can be too time-consuming. Instead of getting comfy in a way that might make you nod off, sit up straight. A good posture helps you tap into the energy flowing through your crown chakra. Before you settle in, find a clean, cozy spot that's well lit, not too dark. Good lighting helps you focus better. Make sure your space has fresh air and light-colored walls if you can. Now imagine being wrapped in a warm white light. Say to yourself, "I am the light of God, protecting me from all that's not perfect." Take some deep, steady breaths, 3, 6, 9, or whatever feels good to you. Remember, you're not just inhaling oxygen, you're drawing in a powerful force known as divine breath. It's the life-giving air around you. Stay quiet, pay attention to your body, notice any tight spots, and gently tell those muscles to relax. Repeat to yourself, "I am peace and balance within myself. My whole body is at peace, relaxed, and in perfect harmony." Embrace the silence. It holds the truth of who you are. After you've relaxed, try to clear your mind for a moment. This can be tough. Your worries might want to jump in and take over. It takes practice and determination to stay focused. Focus on your heart. Feel its rhythm. Remember, your heart is like a temple, a special place where God resides. This exercise can take about 20 minutes a day. Start with just 5 or 10 minutes. Gradually, you can add more time if you wish. Doing this twice a day can lead to better results. If you feel warmth during your practice, that's perfectly fine. It's just energy being released. Don't expect anything strange to happen. There are no voices or odd sounds. You're simply practicing silence and turning your attention inward where God is. Now let's talk about Lesson 6, letting go of the past and future for true happiness. A lot of our problems and worries come from our thoughts getting out of control. When we cling to bad memories or stress about what's to come, we miss out on the present. This habit of living outside the now steals the joy from our lives. The only moment that truly matters is today, the eternal present. Each moment connects to the next, forming a beautiful chain. The best way to live is to embrace today, fully enjoy what life offers right now. Today is our greatest treasure. It holds the power to shape our future. How we live today influences whether we thrive or struggle tomorrow. The past is gone. It doesn't matter anymore. The future isn't here yet, so worrying about it is a waste. Stay focused on what you're doing now and give it your best shot. Reliving yesterday or fretting about tomorrow simply wastes time. Dwelling on the past is especially harmful. We exist in this present moment, that's what counts. Thinking back on past events, whether good or bad, doesn't help us. Happy memories might make us nostalgic, and recalling sad times brings back pain. Remember, your energy flows where your attention goes. If you keep revisiting those bad memories, you give them power over your life. So train your mind and emotions to stop clinging to the past. Instead, embrace forgiveness and the cleansing energy of light to let go of all those unwanted memories. Holding on to painful memories only drags you down. When you focus too much on your own problems, it becomes a kind of pride and selfishness. Complaining about the past just invites negativity, which can harm you even more. After these kinds of conversations, people often feel drained and weighed down. It's like creating a toxic space filled with bad vibes. Complaining is especially damaging. It darkens the mood and leads to what some call bad luck. Those who often grumble and point fingers at others for their troubles hardly ever find happiness. They just invite more negativity and bad situations into their lives, sometimes even causing health issues. Why? Because words can carry bitterness, and someone who's resentful can never truly be happy. It's vital to let go of past memories, ignore them, and don't give them power. Blaming others, whether it's life, government, or politics, is pointless. All it does is breed more bitterness. Complaining about how tough life is, or how hard it's been to succeed, can only bring about personal failure. Then there's the habit of dramatizing. Those who blow negative events out of proportion focus on the bad, making it worse for everyone around them. Dramatizers often live in fear and distress. They become burdens to those around them and tend to be avoided because of their negativity. Another common issue is when people generalize. They take a small incident and treat it like a universal truth. You hear phrases like, "all men are untrustworthy," or "there's never enough money." Dramatizers are often sad and lonely, weighed down by accumulated sadness. Don't torture yourself with worries about the future. This only makes you unhappy and can rob you of the joys in life. The root of this mindset is fear and insecurity, a lack of spiritual fulfillment that comes from not recognizing the divine within us. Without tapping into that inner strength, we mainly face limitations and discomfort. Many live in fear of what's coming, stressing about everything from their own mortality to money. Finding resources can feel tough, but real peace and happiness come from letting go of the past, embracing today, and trusting the divine spark inside you. Lesson 7. From suffering to spiritual triumph. We're not just playthings of fate, tossed around by life. We're not meant to suffer or endure pain just for the sake of it. Life's like a school for most of us. It teaches us through our experiences. For those curious about the spirit, it becomes a university where we dig for deeper understanding and wisdom. One thing's for sure, we all have lessons to learn in this cosmic classroom called Earth. Nothing that happens is random. There's no luck. It's all cause and effect. As we learn and grow each day, we raise our consciousness, allowing us to see beyond the limits we've put on ourselves through tough times. We wake up spiritually, moving beyond a state of unawareness. It's not true that we have to accept pain and suffering, as some religions or misguided beliefs may say. God wants us to be happy, healthy, and full of joy. We're meant to thrive and find contentment. The negativity and sorrow we face stem from human ignorance and mistakes. Ignorance leads to great misfortune, and without wisdom, we feel trapped. But this isn't God's plan for us. No matter where you are in life, lift your gaze upward. That's your true calling. Aim for the stars. Right now is where it all begins and where all possibilities lie. Time is endless and without limits. We aren't born to suffer. Everything can be improved, renewed, and transformed. Just like the body heals with medical care, every person holds a tremendous capacity for renewal at any point in life, if they truly want it and work for it. Why? Because God lives in your heart as divine energy, the greatest power in the universe capable of achieving anything. Know this truth and it will set you free. Make this truth your own. Lift your will and raise your eyes. You won't feel defeated anymore. Inside you is the I Am that has existed for ages, the name of God, the reason behind every challenge. As we navigate this world, we're going to face challenges and hurdles. Why? Because we're on a journey toward perfection, our true calling. Until we connect with the divine plan that governs everything, we're likely to encounter suffering. No one can truly align with this plan or rise above life's struggles without enough wisdom and understanding of eternal truths. These truths are what guide us toward the perfection that's our birthright. There's a well-known spiritual idea that says once you know the truth, it'll set you free. Free from what? From pain, struggle, and problems. Challenges aren't just obstacles, they're tools for our growth. Through our efforts, we mold our character and shape our future. Good or bad, nothing happens by chance or as a punishment from above. Those are myths. Everything that happens serves a purpose, to heal the negative or to be celebrated if it's positive. The key is overcoming these challenges with wisdom and experience. Nothing grows without effort, not even plants striving for perfection. We don't get anything handed to us. It all has to be earned through hard work and supported by the divine spark within us. We have the gift of choice. There's a universal principle called free will, and this allows us to pick our thoughts and actions. It doesn't stop us from making mistakes, nor does it automatically grant us wisdom. It simply gives us the liberty to choose our path, even if it leads us to pitfalls. We can craft our lives as we wish, good or bad. That's our rightful power, and no one can take that away from us. Free will empowers us to live by our desires and respond to the situations we face. But we need to be careful and use our energy wisely. Our choices matter, and we'll be accountable for them in life's karmic court. So it's vital to protect our thoughts and feelings. What we think, feel, and say shapes what we experience and enjoy. We are not mere puppets of fate. Each of us has the freedom to create our own reality. We're the captains of our ships, not drifting aimlessly by a blind force. Yet in our ignorance, we can often craft our destinies carelessly. We often throw our lives into chaos and trouble, not realizing we have the power to create our own reality. Our actions can lead to heavy karma that we must deal with in future lives. But it's never too late to fix our mistakes and make amends. Life is eternal, and everything can be healed. Remember, you're not just a tiny drop of water tossed around aimlessly. You're part of a vast ocean, filled with the power of the divine. You're not just a leaf blowing in the wind. The strength is inside you. Use it wisely. Using this power incorrectly can lead to disaster, but when used right, it brings goodness and joy. Now let's talk about understanding the body as our spirit's tool. Our divine essence wants to express itself physically, to grow and learn. That's why we need a body, a perfect instrument for this purpose. Yes, our fleshly body is limited and doesn't always see the higher spiritual realms, but it's equipped with everything we need: a head for thinking, hands for acting, feet for moving, eyes for seeing, and a heart for feeling. It's a remarkable machine driven by the energy of life itself. Like any tool, the body needs care, nourishment, and cleanliness. Neglect or abuse can lead to its breakdown, often leading to what we call death. Overindulgence can weaken it, filling it with bad habits. We must treat our bodies wisely because we're accountable for how we care for them when facing the karmic consequences. Our bodies need refining, education, and improvement to function well and achieve our highest goals. Think of the physical form as clothing for our thinking self. Just as nobody walks around naked, our eternal spirit needs a proper outfit to express itself. When this clothing gets old, dirty, and worn out, it's time to discard it. The supreme energy and infinite intelligence move on to higher dimensions to continue their journey, leaving behind the body that can no longer serve its purpose. Many people on Earth mistakenly think that when someone dies, that's the end. But that's not true at all. It's a misunderstanding to grieve at gravesites, feeling sad about our loved ones being buried beneath the ground. What's actually there is just an old, worn-out shell, slowly breaking down. The true essence, the eternal spirit, has moved on. Our bodies are like vehicles, helping us get from one place to another. Just like we need to change our surroundings because nothing stays the same, our bodies, with their weight, can't soar through the sky. They need to walk on earth, equipped with legs and feet. The wise energy that thinks uses the body to move around, but that's not our only mode of transport. There are other ways for our spirit to explore different realms, like during sleep, meditation, or at the moment of death. Just like a traveler who loves to visit new countries, our eternal consciousness enjoys exploring various places, both near and far, under the guidance of a higher power. While we're here, we're aware of our physical bodies, the flesh we inhabit. But here's the truth: we have 3 more bodies. There's the energetic body that gives us vitality, the emotional body that feels, and the mental body that thinks. Plus, there are 3 spiritual vehicles for higher purposes. That makes a total of 7 bodies, each one serving a unique role. Just like we use different forms of transportation on Earth, cars, bicycles, buses, and more, we have various ways to experience life in the vast universe. As citizens of the cosmos, we're not missing out on opportunities as long as we strive and earn them. Think of the body as a house, a home for the spirit that lives in it. It can be well kept or neglected, leading to either health or decay. Sick, failing bodies are like rundown houses, falling apart over time. In contrast, vibrant, healthy bodies are like tidy homes where people thrive, following higher rules. The body is much like a child. It needs care, discipline, encouragement, attention, and love. It can be very obedient, responding well to how it's treated. If we indulge it too much or let it pick up bad habits, that shapes its behavior. Initially, the body resists wrong influences, but over time, those mistakes can take their toll. There's wisdom in knowing what's right, but if you keep ignoring it, your body will eventually get used to it. It adopts routines that can be tough to change. Remember, your physical body is super responsive to your will, whether you choose good or bad. Think of it as the temple of the living God. It deserves respect and care. Keep it clean and in great shape. Just like you wouldn't enter a temple with a dirty mind or bad intentions, don't treat your body poorly. Avoid letting it fall victim to petty arguments or negative feelings. It's like cluttering your home with trash or inviting unwelcome guests. Don't push your body too hard or wear it out beyond its limits. Overworking it can lead to illness, and that creates karmic debts to settle in future lives. For instance, if you neglect your body and weaken it through bad habits and poor food, you'll likely deal with health issues later on. Exercising too much isn't good either. It goes against the natural order. So, find balance. Engage in physical activities, but do so without overdoing it. It's crucial to take good care of your body and use it wisely because it's the vessel for divine spirit in this world. Now let's talk about Lesson 9, the art of spiritual transmutation. Transmutation is about changing things from one state to another. It's about transforming the old and flawed into something refined. Think about it. Beauty comes from ugliness, money comes from poverty, and health comes from illness. Anything negative can be turned into something positive. This process is like divine alchemy, a powerful cleansing that restores balance to life. It helps us fix the mistakes that led to our current problems. Transmutation is all about dissolving imperfections. A special tool for this is the violet flame, a powerful energy given to us by the ascended master Sanat Kumara. It's here to help free our world from suffering. We can tap into this energy for our own growth and learn to live in harmony with the cosmic law of perfection. Humanity needs to clean itself up, both individually and as a society. The laws of cause and effect, or karma, will ultimately sweep away anything that strays from this cosmic law. It just doesn't fit with the perfect design of the universe. The new era's avatar is here to guide Earth's fate for the next 2,000 years. That's why he called upon the powerful violet flame. It's easy to invoke and brings incredible results. It wipes out negativity and clears away anything that isn't pure or perfect. It tackles mistakes, limits, and conflict head-on. No one can break free from the endless cycle of rebirth or find true liberation on this planet without the violet flame. Some can see it, but for most of us, it remains invisible, like lightning from the fourth dimension. Right now, our world is lifted and filled with hope thanks to transmutation. This process changes everything it touches, instantly. To invoke transmutation, simply say, "In the name of God, I call upon the mighty violet flame, purifying and transforming energy. I wrap myself in its bright light, allowing its power to turn my life into something good and perfect. I embrace the law of forgiveness for my past and present mistakes." Gratitude is powerful too. When you bless something, you enhance and attract what you need. Just like when Jesus blessed 5 loaves of bread and fed 5,000 people through his understanding of goodness, you can bless anything you want to see grow. Bless the good in every situation and watch it flourish. Blessing means speaking well, thinking positively, and bringing good into being. Everything that gets blessed grows and multiplies. If something isn't right, a blessing can help set it straight. Blessings create high-frequency energy, while curses bring in darkness and destruction. We should appreciate and bless all we have because that increases our blessings and brings more benefits our way. Blessing money leads to more money and better material well-being. Blessing your family brings harmony and joy. Every situation has its ups and downs, but by blessing the good, you boost the positive and help it manifest. Remember, blessing is about focusing on the person's divine essence, not on their ailments. Personal health thrives on honesty, not deceit. When we speak our truth, we can tackle any problem. For instance, in a tough situation, say, "I bless the good here and wish to see it unfold." When it comes to money, try this. "May divine love bless and multiply this money so it increases in my hands and in the hands of those who gave it to me. If negativity enters your life, declare, I won't accept this for myself or anyone else. Instead, call forth the good in that moment and wait for it to show up. If things don't go your way, bless the situation and the hidden goodness in it. Remember, everything happens for a reason. What comes to you is for your benefit, while what stays away isn't meant for you. Let go of the negative and embrace the good. Let anything bad in your life simply fade away. In any confusing situation, find the good within, because every experience holds a spark of positivity. Lesson 10 is all about the key to spiritual growth and harmony. The first law of creation, the law of mentalism, is essential. Without understanding and applying it, spiritual progress is nearly impossible. Even the most dedicated spiritual seekers can get stuck, despite their best efforts and deep studies. Surprisingly, many still misuse their words and energy, especially when they criticize. They might spotlight the flaws of a close friend, falling into the negative habit of pointing out imperfections, mere surface issues, not the true divine nature within everyone. At our core, each person is perfect, their divine selves shining bright. When we focus on truth, the illusion of imperfection dissolves, freeing us from what troubles us. By refusing to empower negativity and not even acknowledging it, we can rise above it. It's all about where we direct our focus. Our attention influences what we create, good or bad. Negative comments often lead to problems, reinforcing the wrong and deepening divides. This creates a dark cloud, tainting the atmosphere around us. That's why those who struggle with the law of mentalism can't move forward and are stuck facing challenges, especially when their conversations are filled with criticism, gossip, and judgment. Negative comments can do a lot of damage. They're like a hidden bomb, just waiting to go off. So it's crucial to cut them out right away. Don't let anyone around you engage in that kind of talk. Unity is key. It's essential for anyone on a spiritual journey, whether with family, friends, at work, or in social settings. Where there's unity, goodness thrives, but the moment division creeps in, separation follows, opening the door to negative forces that can tear families apart. A united family can face any challenge, no matter how tough, and come out stronger. Unbreakable friendships are powerful. Love is what binds us together, and it brings with it a force that wins. When we love someone, we tend to overlook their flaws. But the trouble starts when we focus on imperfections and even talk about them. That's when division creeps in. Friendships dissolve, relationships shatter, families fracture, and people turn against one another. If you want to keep peace in your family, friendships, or romantic relationships, try this. Imagine wearing rose-colored glasses that only let you see the good in everyone. As soon as you focus on the negatives, you give it power. You start building walls that lead to separation. Once those walls are up, discord can slip in and stir up trouble. We all have flaws, but they're just surface-level issues. These things disappear in the light of truth, which frees us and brings harmony and happiness. The moment you start spotting faults in others, problems will pop up in your life and theirs. That's just how it works. When you focus on what's wrong, you pull yourself into that negative space. Discussing someone's faults doesn't help. It makes it harder for them to cope. You're sending them negative energy, only magnifying the issue. Always look for the good and the perfection in everything. It's a crucial spiritual principle that leads to amazing outcomes. It soothes the mind and lightens your life. Those who focus on the positives, despite what they see, are planting seeds for a brighter future. But stay alert. Our eyes often get drawn to what's wrong. It's a habit that's deeply ingrained. As Connie Mendez puts it, look for the good, and good things will come your way. Why? Because you attract what you focus on. If you dwell on the negative, guess what? That'll stick to you too, and it'll grow bigger. Think of attention like a magnifying glass. When you focus that glass on something, it makes it bigger, just like how it can turn sunlight into a fire when aimed at dry grass. Everything looks larger when you zoom in, and the same goes for flaws and negatives. They only get bigger and more troublesome. So control where your attention goes. Don't let it wander off. Remember, your attention is powerful. Use it wisely. It's never too late to change your path. As Jesus said, don't be discouraged by setbacks, and don't let negative vibes get to you. Stand firm and stay alert. When you align with the truth, everything transforms and you come out renewed. Mistakes, they can always be fixed. Now let's talk about resentment. It's a bad state to be in, harming you more than anyone else. According to the law of return, what you project out comes back to you, amplified. If you're holding on to resentment, it eats away at your peace and joy. It drains your enthusiasm for life. It can even manifest as physical issues you can't seem to shake off. Resentment can age you prematurely and create inner turmoil, like a wasp's nest waiting to explode. All resentment needs to be transformed, whether it's aimed at people, situations, or things. Without this cleansing, you can't make real spiritual progress. Resentment traps you, keeping you stuck. It's like a milder form of hatred, lacking love and filled with judgment. People who judge others harshly often lack understanding and compassion. Just like that wasp's nest, resentment must be completely eliminated, and that can only happen through real transformation. Some may find success while feeling resentful, but deep down, many remain bitter and unfulfilled. A spiritual life can be stifled, just like a room filled with dark smoke that feels heavy and oppressive. When we let resentment build up, it darkens our spirit. Those who practice metaphysics understand that progress comes from looking inside ourselves, taking responsibility, and decisively removing any trace of that resentment. We must clear our minds, hearts, and bodies of these toxic feelings. We can't move forward on the path of light if we hold on to the grudges buried deep inside us. It takes strong, determined, and consistent effort to uproot these feelings until we completely eradicate their cause. Anyone looking to improve their life must let go of all resentment and transform hidden grudges using the violet flame. Otherwise, even if they gain material wealth, their lives can still turn sour. Understanding and forgiving ourselves, and everything else that needs our forgiveness, is crucial. There's a thick cloud of resentment hanging in the atmosphere, built up from human thoughts and emotions circulating from mind to mind. But those who grasp metaphysical laws and stay trained in their practices have nothing to fear. As long as they keep peace in their hearts and maintain clear thoughts, avoiding low vibes, they will be safe. Many people blame life for their unhappiness or bad luck. Some think it's their city or country causing their stunted growth. Others point fingers at their jobs, bosses, or coworkers, and even blame objects or things they own for their troubles. This way of thinking is a big mistake. It solves nothing and only makes things worse. It's vital to realize that each person is responsible for their own challenges, deeply rooted in their choices, misunderstandings, and misplaced beliefs. Those who hold on to resentment are unlikely to thrive because their hearts are weighed down by the very feelings that keep them stuck. Everyone should appreciate the countless opportunities and blessings that life presents. Blaming life for struggles won't lead to happiness. Instead, we need to see life as a precious gift. Just like nature finds a way to cleanse itself, the negative feelings we create, like resentment, must be returned to their source. Once we let those energies go, we can truly move forward. Nature is full of imperfections, and when things go wrong, it pushes those problems back up into the atmosphere. This is part of a natural cleanup process. That's why we see earthquakes, cyclones, and volcanic eruptions. They're nature's way of cleansing itself, getting rid of the mess created by our negative thoughts and feelings, restoring its true, pure state. Just like how holding on to resentment hurts us more than the person we aim it at, it's not wise to keep such feelings inside. Now, let's talk about love. If you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, it wasn't meant to be. Love is an incredible feeling that comes from within, pushing us to give without expecting anything in return. It's a pure energy that drives us to spread happiness to others. Love isn't just about romantic relationships. That's just one layer. True love goes beyond family, marriage, friendships, or even passions for art and science. It includes a love for life in every form, living or not. When we truly understand and embody this love, we no longer feel the need to stay in this physical world or keep coming back. We reach a higher existence. Real love is free from selfishness, possessiveness, or any chains that hold us down. Many times, relationships are more about self-interest than genuine love. When love is clouded by selfish desires, it loses its beauty. Real love is about freedom. It's a generous force that can't live in possessiveness. Those who try to own others may think they love them, but they haven't grasped the true meaning of love. Underneath, there's often a selfishness that disguises itself. They set conditions that hurt others, all while saying it's for your own good. But really, it's just for their benefit. If you want to ruin something, try to control it completely and watch it fade away, just like a candle flickering out. Think about a rose. If you cut it and hold it tightly, you'll crush it. Those thorns will prick you, just like the possessiveness creates rebellion in those being controlled. That rebellion can explode at any moment. People under someone else's control often feel sad and bitter. Even if they seem okay with it, they're like caged birds waiting for the chance to fly free. Their submission is forced, and this is the fate of jealous partners, overbearing parents, and possessive friends. Sooner or later, when their patience runs thin, they will walk away. Every time love is twisted by selfishness, it leads to suffering. That's why we say, if you love someone, be it a child, partner, or friend, set them free. Love can only thrive in freedom, not in chains. Don't impose your will. Don't dictate how others should act. Care for your loved ones, protect them, but do it gently. If you want to keep your love, you need to honor their choices and dreams. Don't think you're better than anyone else. None of us are perfect. Freedom is a divine gift. We all have the right to think, be, and act freely, and no one can take that away. Love without freedom isn't truly love. Let others live and grow. That's their right. Jealousy is just a sneaky form of selfishness, bringing immense pain. It's born from fear, doubt, and insecurity and creates suspicion and discord. Jealous people think they love deeply, but they miss the point of love entirely. Jealousy poisons relationships, suffocating everyone involved. In the end, those who cling too tightly deserve to be set free. When you're left to navigate love through tough times, a metaphysical practitioner can really help. They bring light into dark situations, reminding you to let go and embrace freedom. That's the key. When you release something and set it free in your mind, without being selfish or indifferent, you give it room to grow and exist on its own. And that's when amazing things can happen. Take, for example, a young woman who's always seeking her boyfriend's attention, constantly reminding him of how beautiful she is. He might feel overwhelmed and eventually leave. In moments like this, remember, don't beat yourself up over his lack of love. If he comes back, he's meant to be with you. If not, he never really was. No one can just take a boyfriend, friend, or partner away. There are deeper reasons at play that we don't always see. One person often allows things to happen, and sometimes the one who left was merely passing through. They were never meant to stick around. Everyone has their own journey, and there are unseen laws at work. Even when it seems otherwise, love is meant for all. Love isn't just a special connection between two people. It's a broad emotion. You can love life, money, work, art, music, your country, your pets, or a friend. What we often call love in couples is just a mix of attraction and possessiveness. If it's only about physical beauty, it won't last. What truly matters is the bond of souls, not bodies. All of creation deserves love and respect, animals, plants, and humans alike, regardless of race or color. Reverence for life is sacred. Love shines in pink, radiating from the heart where its true power lies. Now let's talk about fear. Lesson 133, Breaking Free from Fear. Fear is humanity's biggest enemy. The lighter your heart is, the healthier and more harmonious you'll feel. But if you let fear into your life, more troubles will follow. Conquering fear is vital for us all. If you can stand fearless, circumstances won't impact you as much. Just keep in mind that fear often lurks in the background, hidden from our view. Feeling happy and calm in any situation shows that you've beaten fear. In that situation, it's crucial to remember that fear is a fake. You can see how quickly it falls apart if you really look at it. A long time ago in the Netherlands, something remarkable happened. A traveling circus had a lion that got loose. Nearby, a kind woman was sewing by an open window when the lion dashed past her and down a hallway, hiding in a little spot under the stairs. The woman was furious about the muddy paw prints it left on her clean floor. Thinking it was a donkey, she found the lion crouched in the closet, squeezed between her mop and broom. In her anger, she hit the creature with a broomstick, pushing her fear aside. The poor lion cowered deeper into the closet, trembling. Suddenly, 4 soldiers, all in chainmail and carrying rifles, arrived. When they saw the lion, it surrendered without a fight, glad to escape the woman's rage. Meanwhile, she fainted and was sick for days, knowing she'd attacked a lion. This story perfectly illustrates how fear can trick us. When she thought the lion was harmless, she was in total control, and the lion felt threatened by her. But as soon as she realized her mistake, all that deep-rooted anxiety returned. This reaction is shaped by a culture of fear. If you can conquer your fear by focusing your energy on it, everything else in life will start to fall into place. Recognizing the presence of God within you and the powerful, constant love of the divine is the first step to overcoming fear. You have to make this understanding real. Love chases away fear. As the Bible says, perfect love casts out fear. In love, there is no fear. Fear leads to mistakes and brings problems into your life. It gives power to whatever you're afraid of. So, when you fear something, it tends to show up in your life. As stated in 1 John 4:18, he who fears has not been made perfect in love. This concept holds true for metaphysical practitioners too. Anything you dread might very well happen. If you worry about being robbed, you might just end up getting robbed. This law is powerful and unbreakable, like a magnet. The best way to heal is to stop being afraid. Fear doesn't belong in your life, so you need to overcome it. Lesson 14. Letting go of regret. When you have to make a decision, do everything you can in that moment to fulfill your responsibilities. If later you realize you made a mistake, don't blame yourself. No one can do more than they're capable of at that time. Even the wisest person can only act on what they know. So, it's silly to dwell on past mistakes made in good faith. That inner guilt robs you of your peace and causes harm inside. Sure, anyone can guess what might happen if they think back on a situation, but really seeing what's ahead is tough. The important thing is to do your best with what you understand and believe at that moment. Here's a tip. Do your best with the situation and then let go of the worries. Metaphysical students usually seek advice from their inner guidance before making tough choices. They turn to their inner Christ for help to avoid errors. Trust your intuition. It often leads to good outcomes. You need to have strong faith in what you ask for, because without that faith, like the kind that moves mountains, nothing will happen in your life. Carrying the weight of regret can feel heavy. It brings sadness and disrupts your inner peace. When someone does wrong and hurts others, it can create a deep guilt that grows over time, especially since the situation feels permanent. But remember, there's always a solution. If you've reached this point of understanding, you know the truth about remorse. You can let it go and keep moving forward. Don't let regret settle in. Stop reminding yourself of your mistakes or how you could have done better. Once something is done, it's part of the past. Let it be. Ease your mind by saying, I did my best with what I knew back then. I'm closing this chapter and moving on. Lesson 15. Embracing challenges as opportunities. Success often comes from facing and overcoming difficulties. Every person who has accomplished something significant has done so by tackling obstacles head-on. Getting to your goal might seem easy, but that's not what real success is about. Think back to when they tried to set up a telegraph line from New York to Boston. It was tough, but now it's just standard practice. And take the transatlantic cable. It was huge when it finally got laid because of the hurdles they faced. But guess what? They figured it all out in the end. Personal challenges can feel overwhelming, but with steady, peaceful practice and the right actions, you can move past them. If you hit a bump on your way to success, don't throw in the towel. Turn that challenge into a stepping stone. Look at H.G. Wells. His poor health sidelined him from a dead-end job, leaving him at home to write. That challenge kicked off his career as a superstar author. Then there's Thomas Edison. He lost his hearing, but turned it into a way to focus more on his inventions. Theodore Roosevelt was a sickly kid told to take it easy, but instead he toughened up and went on to be President of the United States. And Gilbert? He wrote the operetta HMS Pinafore while battling terrible pain. A well-known fashion house was created by a woman with no business background, just a good eye for clothes and faith. She faced the challenge of taking care of a sick husband and their kids, and now she's rich and famous. She once dreamed of selling the fancy dresses she could never afford. Whatever struggles you're up against, make the best of them. It might feel like the problem is too big to handle, but with faith and determination, you can overcome it. Remember, problems are just signposts on the journey to finding your purpose. Now let's talk about being dynamic. Many people want to be dynamic, but they don't always get what it really means. Some think it's all about being loud or drawing attention to yourself. That's not it at all. A dynamic person is someone who takes actions that change the world or themselves. They might not do grand things, but their presence makes a difference. That's the essence of being dynamic. Those who truly bring change always take action to make the world and the people in it better. You can see this in the lives of many great individuals. There are people in history who changed everything. Think of Napoleon, Washington, St. Paul, and Bolivar. But there are also countless men and women whose names you might not know, yet they've made their own impact. If you achieve something, no matter how big or small, you're making a difference. You're dynamic because you've left your mark. On the other hand, if you only talk about doing things, moving around without actually changing yourself or anyone else, then you're not really dynamic. You're just acting. A truly dynamic person tries something new and makes things better. It's like getting 2 grains of wheat to grow where only one did before. It's someone who builds a business that helps others, creates jobs, invents something useful, writes beautiful poetry, or paints amazing art. Think of the doctors who heal and teachers who inspire. They all changed the world just a bit from how they found it. Washington changed history, and you can change even one person's life, maybe even your own. Some folks are happy with who they are, putting on a show and spending energy on looks or status that don't mean much in the end. They adopt fake attitudes and boast about their great deeds or plans, seeing themselves as dynamic when they're really not. The key to being dynamic? It's believing that God works through you in everything, big or small. You've got to offer your skills and talents in service to something greater, sincerely and practically. If you try this, even for a little while, you'll be surprised by what happens, and you'll start to become truly dynamic. Serving well means living in truth, and you'll know them by what they produce. Now about awakening the divine within. The idea of God has changed a lot over time. After the fall of advanced ancient civilizations like Atlantis, Lemuria, and Mu, which understood a single divine nature, humanity fell into ignorance for ages. One of the ways this happened was through idolatry, the belief in many gods depicted by strange idols. We slowly started moving away from that, but it was replaced by the still common idea of a punishing God, always ready to scold those who sin. Up in the sky, there's this place often referred to as heaven. It's usually portrayed as an old man, kind, yet unpredictable. Sometimes he gets angry if things don't go his way, while other times he's overly lenient. Many religions have pushed the idea that we should fear God and his anger, making people believe they need to behave well or face divine punishment. This mindset was especially strong in the past, leading to centuries of misunderstanding. It's quite a contradiction, really. How can a perfect being, full of love and wisdom, be capable of wrath? A being that is pure love wouldn't punish his children, especially when they're still learning and growing. Metaphysical beliefs remind us that spiritual laws bring everything into harmony, instead of God himself dishing out punishment. Each person learns from their experiences and can change because of these laws. The notion of a judgmental God really needs to go, and we can't blame anyone for this. Humanity evolves through understanding in stages, each one helping us grasp more deeply. People during the age of Pisces couldn't see it any other way. But now, in the age of Aquarius, we're gaining clearer insights. We're learning about the reality of the inner God, often referred to as the I Am Presence, thanks to the beloved teacher Sanjamana, who's here to guide us for the next 2,000 years. We can truly recognize our Divine Father and feel his presence, shifting our focus from the outside world to our inner selves. When we see God as a distant figure, it hinders our personal growth, pulling our attention away from discovering our own inner divinity. This one God has over 70 names throughout history, 2 of the most recognized being Allah and Jehovah. It's essential to understand this God from within. Some atheists may not believe in God or anything spiritual, while others might have their personal interpretations of God. So what about you? How do you see God? Is he a gentle old man in the clouds, an impersonal force, or maybe an abstract idea to hold on to? Whatever your view, it says a lot about your spiritual journey. You've reached a certain level of understanding that suits you right now. But evolution pushes us to keep aiming higher. It's normal not to stay stagnant, but to always seek more. The metaphysicians of the Sanam Man Brotherhood don't rely on blind faith anymore. Instead, they trust a faith that's reasoned and deeply felt. We learn from the Ascended Masters that God lives in the heart of every person. We must look within to find that presence. There's a divine spark inside each of us, a personal God or divine master that's all about love, infinite wisdom, and boundless power. This inner God is similar to the guardian angels talked about in various religions. They've been with us since forever, patiently watching over us until we're ready to take care of ourselves. Right now, this inner presence fuels us, sending energy from the crown of our heads to our hearts. It empowers us with all our abilities and offers us countless experiences we need. Remember, God is love, never punishment, for his growing children on earth. The idea of our God is deeply rooted in our subconscious. We know, deep down, there's a unique presence within each of us, a divine master we can call on when we're in trouble. We might shout, "My God, help me!" But if we truly held on to the idea of our God, we would say, "Our God, help us." However, we often forget to think of it that way. We instinctively know the truth. We've lived many lives. The wisdom we gathered along the way pops up just when we need it. Yes, there's an our God, a powerful cosmic being, both masculine and feminine, that lives in the great central sun. This divine intelligence manages all systems and worlds under its care. The I Am presence, the inner master or God within each of us, is our Father and is connected to the Christ living in the heart of man. They work hand in hand, united in power and glory. Just like a king delegates tasks to his prime minister to manage things on the ground, both the king and the minister function in perfect harmony. Nothing is impossible for that all-powerful heavenly presence, our personal Father. He shares his qualities and powers with us because of his endless love for his children. But remember, we must put in the effort to earn these benefits. Perfection is something we work towards. When we struggle and reach out to the divine, all obstacles seem to fade away. The rule of free will states that we must call on the divine presence ourselves. Each of us has a special connection, but even during tough times and pain, the divine won't step in unless we acknowledge it and reach out. Ask, and you will receive. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will open. This is crystal clear. If you don't ask or look for help, you won't get it. Jesus said, "The Father within me does the work. I can't do anything alone." It's clear that we are just instruments. To grow spiritually, we need to learn to trust that powerful inner force. The love of the Father fulfills our needs, protects us in danger, and helps us understand and forgive. It's the source of all our intelligence. First, we have to get in tune with our human side before we can show the greatness we were born to embody. We can only inherit the Father's powers and master our outside world if we really listen and obey the inner God. This obedience has to be genuine and strong until we break through our ego and see that we can't do anything apart from the Father. Then we choose to serve our inner master who gives us life. So when should we obey? Whenever we feel good, constructive thoughts or feelings come up. Beauty and perfection stem from the divine presence, while negativity and conflict come from our ego, the part that's full of pride and thinks it knows it all. Following our heart's impulses, not just our brain, is also a form of obedience. We need to stay connected to the Father to find strength, wisdom, health, and inspiration at the right times. This connection can grow through regular meditation and contemplation, by honoring our ultimate source of life and expressing gratitude for what we receive. We are streams of life, always receiving energy from the divine presence. This energy flows seamlessly, like a beam of golden light entering through our heads and settling in our hearts. It's ours to control, even if we don't always see it. This powerful life force is available to us every second, whether we're awake or asleep. It's only when we misuse this energy and let our bodies fall apart that we may feel that divine presence pull back. But here's the truth. When the body dies, it's just the physical side that ends. The energy keeps flowing into other aspects of our being, and life continues on a higher level. The phrase "I am" holds incredible power. It commands energy to act, for good or bad. That's why we need to be careful about what we say and think. Our "I am" statements are very potent. Once we receive energy through our crown chakra, we shape it with our mental "I am" by using our ideas and words. The energy immediately jumps into action to fulfill our commands, whether we realize it or not. As humans, we are creators. Our mental commands always get obeyed, so it's crucial to be mindful of your thoughts and words. Don't speak things that could lead to disaster. Keep your mind in check. It's for your own good. When you think or speak positively, you invite blessings. But negative words can lead to destruction, conflict, and a whole lot of problems. When you say "I am," you open the door to beauty and perfection. But saying "I am not" closes that door and pushes away hope. We have the power to command. This is the power of the word. Our personal selves don't own anything. Even our bodies are gifts from the divine source. It doesn't matter if we misuse those gifts. There's still only one source of goodness, our individualized divine presence. We need to embrace this wonderful power to grow and free ourselves from misfortune. Start your day and end your night by recognizing and accepting that divine presence. Take a moment to relax, center yourself in your heart, and when you feel at peace, say this decree: I recognize, accept, and bless the fullness of the mighty presence of God. I am of the radiant Christ, and I call it into action today to bring forth all the truth, beauty, and perfection in my divine plan. Beloved presence of God in me, I joyfully accept and receive the wonderful regenerating energy that flows through my body to manifest perfect health. I center my feelings and keep myself grounded so I can tap into the power of light. This practice of recognizing and accepting the divine presence within us connects you with your higher self. It helps you live in harmony with your true essence and unlock your full potential in the world. Let's talk about Lesson 17, the spiritual key to exam success. Your mindset, both mental and emotional, is so important for doing well. Negative feelings can really drag down a student's performance, often created from outside influences like what others say. These influences can set you up for failure. If you approach an exam filled with fear, you've already lost. Fear brings about what you fear the most. Instead, walk into that exam with confidence. If you haven't had time to study everything due to your situation, breathe and trust that things will work out. Call on your divine presence, have faith, and expect the best. Anxiety and insecurity can derail your performance, just like fear, which is really just a faith in the negative. True faith isn't only about religious belief, it's also about believing in yourself and trusting your knowledge. When you're anxious, your mind can go blank, making it tough to recall what you've studied. So if you're feeling tense about failing, it's crucial to calm down. Raise your energy, focus on your divine presence, and let the stress go. Finding mental and emotional peace is key, especially if you freeze up during the exam. But here's something interesting. After the exam, when you relax, your mind often clears up. Those memories you thought you lost come back, along with the realization of where you went wrong. But by then, it's too late. And let's not forget the negative energy from instructors during exams. It can weigh you down, especially if the test is written. When it comes to exams, the instructor often sets the stage based on what they think will challenge you the most. If you've struggled in certain areas or shown little interest, that's where they'll likely focus. Now, if you walk in feeling anxious and scared, it can really bring your energy down. Combined with the instructor's focus, it can spell trouble. But don't hold on to negative feelings about your teacher. Resist the urge to judge them harshly or get stuck on their flaws, if they have any. Instead, send them some good vibes. Wish for kindness and understanding to flow from them. If they seem unapproachable to you, that might just be your own feelings surfacing. Wrap them in some compassion and watch how quickly they might become an ally. Seeing the good in others has a way of bouncing back to you. But if you dwell on the negatives, you'll find that negativity creeping into your life. Remember what Connie Mendez says, Focus on the positive, and you'll attract it. If you fixate on the faults in others, expect that to come back to you, often tenfold. That's how this law works. Your success or failure hinges on you. It's not about what's happening around you. Don't blame your instructor, your environment, or tough circumstances for your challenges. The truth is, you're responsible for everything in your life, whether it's personal or family related. If you stay calm and peaceful, peace will find you. But those who are anxious and expect the worst, they'll likely attract the same back. Responsibility is key. Passing that exam doesn't mean slacking off. If you want to succeed, don't avoid hard work. Those who take shortcuts or cheat are going against the grain and setting themselves up for failure. Success calls for a clear mind and a pure heart, so stand firm in your ethics. Keep those negative thoughts about failing at bay. They have no place here. Instead, invite in the divine presence and acknowledge the higher power around you. Find that quiet space inside yourself where your teacher and fellow students are like a caring father, ensuring everything goes smoothly. Remember to show gratitude both before and after the exam. A thankful heart deserves recognition. Say, "Thank you, Father, for listening to me. Everything is okay." Before facing the exam, calm your mind. Get ready and feel at ease. Let go of any fear and trust yourself. Think positively. Use this simple invocation. Beloved presence of God within me, I love you, I see you, I bless you, and I invite you to help me shine during this exam. I remain calm and assure that everything will turn out well. Wrap yourself in truth and share it with your teacher and classmates. Claim your victory and aim for perfection. Ask the beloved Master Sonera to send healing violet light to transform any negativity around you into positive energy. Let it return to the source, turned into wisdom for everyone involved. Close this invocation with the pink flame of divine love, which brings harmony and lifts spirits. Request that this powerful presence sends light and clarity to your brain cells, helping them to perform well. So thank you, Father, for listening. This exam will be a success. When you walk into that exam room, tell yourself you are there to ace it, knowing that your divine essence is in control. You are the embodiment of victory, thriving in harmony with all. Now on to Lesson 18, the cosmic classroom for soul evolution. Think of Earth as a vast school where we all learn to pass our tests with grace. The universe has countless classrooms, each world or star a place of knowledge. Stars don't just shine, they teach, each with unique lessons for those who inhabit them. For some, Earth feels like elementary school, offering basic lessons, while others might find it resembles high school. A few are even deep into advanced studies. Life on Earth at the university level isn't random or just the result of some blind force. Every life is carefully crafted by higher spiritual beings and the soul itself. Each soul agrees to the terms of its earthly journey, whether it's smooth sailing or filled with challenges. No one arrives here without a purpose. Luck and whimsical fate don't exist. We carve our own paths based on our desires and the principle of free will. We come to this world for a bunch of reasons. First, we're at a specific stage of growth, and this life is the class suited for us. Second, we choose to be here, asking for permission from the karmic tribunal to be born or to return. If we get the green light, we accept the debts from our past actions, those mistakes that have hurt others or ourselves. Beyond just paying back those debts, the soul needs to learn important lessons through experience. It's about fixing flaws and building virtues, all while constantly leveling up mentally and emotionally. Human beings are always evolving, moving forward. Evolution is a universal law. What we call problems and struggles in life, they're really tests, challenges we all need to tackle to move up to the next rung and eventually reach a superhuman level. When you've learned all you can here, when you've let go of material attachments, overcome selfishness, and embraced love for all, ascension happens. The soul bids farewell to this world, taking its body transformed into light. It doesn't come back as a baby. The reincarnation cycle ends for that soul, but it continues to exist in higher realms and dimensions. Jesus demonstrated this ascension on the hills of Bethany nearly 2,000 years ago as a model for everyone. He said, "What I do, you can do, and even greater things." He is the way, the truth, and the life. Follow him. Ascension isn't just for Jesus, it's a universal law, an eventual graduation for all souls. Sooner or later, everyone will pass through initiation, and leave the planet behind. Reincarnation in this dense world isn't the only way. Each soul will reach a day when this cycle ends, just like a student who graduates from university and steps into a better life. Just like how the soul that rises above its challenges is granted a wonderful transformation, we often see what we call problems as hurdles to be cleared, steps in a test, or lessons aimed at leveling us up. While navigating these situations, many folks don't realize their true importance because no one has explained that these are personal growth experiences. If they understood this, they might tackle these challenges with a clearer mindset and potentially ace them. Moving on to Lesson 19, the power of contemplation. Contemplation, entering the silence, is a deep practice. It acts like a short yet potent form of prayer. This practice calms our minds, soothes our emotions, relaxes our bodies, and connects us to our highest selves, the ultimate source of wisdom and strength. This divine presence is an active energy, always around us and within us. It represents love, intelligence, willpower, everything we as humans embody through gifts from this higher presence. Even though this divine presence guides us daily, it's crucial to consciously link with it to receive greater gifts, more strength, health, and enlightenment for a successful, fulfilling life. Without this inner light, a person is like someone blindly stumbling through life, constantly bumping into problems and falling into traps. Life operates under the law that if we don't consciously seek guidance from these higher spiritual forces, our achievements will be limited. Imagine a huge reservoir providing water to a city. If the gate is nearly closed or the pipes are clogged, only a trickle reaches the citizens for their everyday needs. This system needs fixing, and it's the same for us humans. When our connection to the divine source, our Father and Provider, is blocked, the flow of vital energy necessary for life is limited. This blockage happens because we carry inner layers that are often neglected and dirty, which creates barriers to receiving help, energy, and protection. To connect with the divine presence, we need to actively clear our minds. We should recognize, accept, bless, and express gratitude to our Supreme Father for the gifts that have allowed us to live for so long. Contemplation is a spiritual practice that helps us consciously connect with the Supreme Father. It lets us tap into a powerful energy that can gradually free us from limitations and suffering. Some benefits of contemplation include better health, cellular renewal, and a more vibrant appearance thanks to the extra energy flowing in from above. Once we open the gates, this energy often feels like warmth throughout our bodies, tingling at the top of our heads and in our palms. During contemplation, it's easier to receive this energy, which can clear our minds, calm our thoughts, and help us solve problems. Contemplation brings peace and balance. Those who practice it regularly tend to be calm and emotionally stable. They don't easily fall into despair and radiate positive energy to others around them. However, the most profound aspect of contemplation is awakening the inner Christ, the divine presence within our hearts. This isn't about the Jesus Christ from religious teachings, but rather a part of the Holy Trinity that lives within all of us. When the Christ within awakens, we grow spiritually and feel different. We gain self-control, strength, and wisdom. Without this inner awakening, a person is like a wild animal, driven by instincts and emotions without much understanding. They might spend their lives in a routine, eating, sleeping, working, watching television, and losing themselves in superficial activities that many people engage in. The true value that lifts humanity is awakening this inner Christ, the inner master filled with wisdom and power who enlightens and blesses us. Christ is united with the divine presence, the Father, through supreme energy. They share power and glory. Without this connection, a person is like a lost child in the wilderness, constantly confused and struggling. With Christ, you become the highest being in creation. As the beloved Master Sanjam says, when you practice contemplation and actively work to awaken Christ within you, you join my ranks, and I often lend you my support. Now let's talk about Lesson 20, the art of shielding your inner world. When you step into your room to find peace, to read, or focus on something special, what's the first thing you do? You close the door. You make sure you won't be interrupted. No calls, no distractions. This way, you can work in quiet and calm. Without this simple act, you'll be pulled away by conversations and noises, making it hard to concentrate. The same idea works for your spiritual practices. For real results, you need to shut out the outside world. Retreat into your inner silence to find that calm spot. Prepare yourself before you meditate or contemplate. If someone just dives in without this preparation, they're opening themselves to distractions that could have been avoided. It's like leaving your front door wide open, inviting trouble. You must guard your inner space when seeking stillness. Closing that door means finding peace within yourself. It's about calming your human side, relaxing, and focusing inward. Don't let outside chaos sneak in. You need to be still enough to discover that inner silence where clarity comes. A protective practice we recommend is the electronic shield of the Divine Presence, the I Am, and the electronic circle, as mentioned by beloved Master Sanjam. It's also crucial to seal off your aura from the astral plane, blocking any negative influences from reaching you. This practice creates a strong, invisible energy, like a shining wall of crystal that keeps out unwanted disturbances. We are children of the light, living and moving within it. Every student of metaphysics in the Great Brotherhood of Sanjam is a direct child of the light. Guided by the Ascended Masters, especially Sanjam Man and his twin ray, Connie Mendez, we embrace the light within us. This light is the ultimate power in every human heart, keeping us alive. It's a vital energy that creates instant perfection and knows no challenges because it always leads us to that perfection. When we activate this light, all imperfections fade away, and the chaos of our human experiences can't hold on. Think about walking into a dark room. It feels unsettling, right? But as soon as you switch on the light, the shadows disappear, bringing back a sense of peace. The same thing happens on a spiritual level. When we call on the light, those negative influences dissolve, and problems start to work themselves out. Light is the heart of life. It's the shining core of every atom that makes up our bodies, where perfection is always at essence. Yet, around that pure light, our negative thoughts and feelings create a thick cloud of imperfection. This cloud settles in and hides our innate perfection. That's where our struggles and troubles come from. At the core of everything is pure light. The discord we experience is something we add to it through our misuse of free will. Each person carries a layer of imperfection over their light, highlighting the necessity for purification. Humanity has wrapped itself in dark veils that we must now lift to let our inner light shine, putting an end to suffering. What we perceive as ugliness, selfishness, or evil are just layers that cover the original perfect light inside us. We are children of the light, and it's crucial to remember this. Thus, we have a duty to cleanse ourselves as soon as we can. Everything begins with light. It's the universal substance that forms all living and non-living things. It's the root of all existence and the supreme force that animates everything, from the physical world to the cosmos. Nothing can exist without emanating from this powerful light, the universal and cosmic light. There's only one force that flows through all creation, and that's the great electronic light that fills everything. This is the fundamental law of life in the universe. We exist and thrive in the light. Everything depends on it. Anything that feels negative, often called evil, is simply a lack of light. This darkness tries to upset and disturb us. Some call it the sinister force, but we prefer to call it the other polarity. Many religions talk about hell and demons. These are just entities from a lower level of existence. They can annoy us, but they are not as powerful as they seem. The astral plane, where spirits dwell after death, is like a different dimension, often referred to as the fourth dimension. This plane has 7 levels, and it's home to those who have crossed over from this life. Now, on to Lesson 21, Trusting Your Inner Wisdom. Many struggle to hear their inner voice. Why? Because they don't know how to listen. They get distracted by the noise of the outside world. This chaos makes them miss the powerful guidance within. That gentle inner voice, like a soft whisper, often goes unnoticed in our busy lives. To truly connect, you need to practice being still. Tune out the distractions, like when you stop dancing to answer a ringing phone in another room. Calm your mind and focus within. Connecting with your divine self isn't loud. It's a quiet intuition, a subtle feeling nudging you toward what's best for you. Throughout history, great minds like Gandhi, Edison, and Joan of Arc found success by listening to that inner voice. This voice is your higher self, communicating through intuition and gut feelings. Trusting these nudges, even when they don't make sense, can lead to the best outcomes. It takes practice. Over time, your inner voice becomes clearer with meditation or contemplation. Approach this with an open mind. Don't expect sudden insights or listening to loud proclamations. Often, the guidance you seek will come as a calming thought or an idea that feels right deep down. Remember, anything that brings doubt, fear, or discomfort is not the way to go. Your divine presence shines bright. True advice brings joy, clarity, and peace. Remember to let go of answers that don't arrive immediately. While meditating, solutions often emerge when you least expect them, like when you're just going about your day. Living wisely and gracefully means learning to recognize and trust your inner voice. It's about building a solid relationship with yourself, where your answers guide you toward a fulfilling life. It's not about looking outside for answers. Now let's dive into Lesson 22, the battle between light and distraction. When you start your spiritual journey, especially after feeling stuck or lost, staying focused is key. Many who connect with the teachings of the Sanjam Brotherhood have traveled through various spiritual paths in past lives. By the time they reach this point, they're close to the finish line. But this is where the stakes really get high. If you let outside influences interfere with your purpose, you might miss out on spiritual growth. It's all too easy for dedicated seekers of the light to begin strong, yet stumble when external distractions come knocking. A surprise visitor, an unexpected illness, a family dispute, or the temptation of social events can all pull you away. These distractions can feel more pressing, leading you to delay your spiritual practice. Over time, your motivation can fade, and that initial spark that drove you to seek the light weakens. So why does this happen? Simply put, these students unknowingly get sidetracked from their spiritual path by forces trying to keep them rooted in the material world, distracted and trapped by outside conditions. The real challenge is not allowing these distractions to take hold. We're inherently stronger than our external circumstances and can overcome them, but we need to recognize and harness that power. If we focus too much on distractions, we give them strength. The right way is to prioritize your spiritual journey above all else, knowing that when your spirit leads, everything else falls into place. Focus on the spiritual first, and everything else will start to fall in line. This means you should attend to your spiritual needs before trying to solve everyday problems. Let that spiritual understanding help you tackle even the toughest situations. When obstacles pop up that could disrupt your spiritual journey, affirm the light before dwelling on the challenges. By calmly and consistently engaging in your spiritual duties, you'll find that everything else starts to work out more smoothly. Making spiritual progress takes effort, persistence, discipline, and willpower. What comes easy often fades just as quickly. It's crucial to appreciate the value of spiritual teachings, otherwise you risk losing them for a long time. There are two main things that can get in the way. First, we're living in a time of change and transformation. The planet is moving towards a new beginning, and older conditions that have kept humanity in darkness and suffering are being cleared away. We're at the brink of a new cycle, but it's not an easy process. There's a battle between the forces of light and darkness. The lower forces struggle to hold on, using people, often without them even realizing it, as tools to disrupt those gaining more light. However, if you're aware and prepared, you can avoid falling into their traps. The second major roadblock is the lower self, or the ego. This part of you fears losing control, sensing the threat from your higher self. It fights back, using distractions and excuses to keep you from growing spiritually. To overcome these hurdles, you need to strengthen your spirit through steady discipline and persistence. Think of spiritual evolution like climbing a mountain. If you stop too long to take in the view, you might lose track of the peak. To reach your ultimate goal, you need continuous, unwavering effort and stay alert. Don't let anything get in the way of your progress. Lesson 23 brings you the enlightening teachings of Saint Germain and Connie Mendez. The teachings from the Sanjman and Connie Mendez come straight from the realms of light, where the ascended masters of the White Brotherhood reside. Sanj himself is a leading figure, acting as the guide for humanity's spiritual growth since the start of the Aquarian Age in 1954. But it doesn't stop there. Back in 1945, through Connie Mendez, who was known as Juana Maria de la Concepcion to the masters, a simple yet deep Christian metaphysical teaching was brought to earth. This teaching is supported by the White Brotherhood and aims to uplift the consciousness of everyone here. Why is this important? Because Saint Germain is set to be the spiritual leader on Earth for the next 2,000 years. Our planet moves in cosmic cycles that each last 2 millennia, with a master guiding us through each. In the last cycle, during the age of Pisces, it was Jesus who steered humanity's spiritual path, introducing what we now call Christianity. Now, as all things must evolve, Sanj leads us into the age of the violet flame. The teachings we share aren't just from the insightful books of Connie Mendez. They also come directly from the masters of wisdom through highly evolved individuals who pass on this knowledge. These channels are not mediums. They don't slip into trances or communicate with the astral plane. Instead, they connect with the higher realms of the ascended masters, ensuring our work is safe and beneficial. Connie Mendez set the groundwork for this movement when she founded the Sanjan Brotherhood in Caracas back in 1945. For many years, she tirelessly spread this teaching through lectures, conferences, and training guides. Sanj and Juana have played a significant role in this mission, actively working together in this significant task. The impact of Connie Mendez's efforts has been nothing short of extraordinary. The seeds she planted have brought forth a rich harvest. Every person who dives into her remarkable yet straightforward books undergoes a deep awakening. These writings vibrate at a high energy, stirring the soul. Thanks to the law of vibration, readers find themselves swept up, eager to apply these lessons in their everyday lives. Connie Mendez's work was carefully guided by the masters. She came into this world on a mission to spread, deepen, and make the teachings of Saint Germain accessible, not just in South America, but globally. Throughout her journey, she was mentored by influential spiritual leaders like E.M.T. Fox, the founder of the Unity Movement, and Guy Ballard, who brought the teachings of Saint Germain into the spotlight, especially the transformative power of the sacred name I Am and the violet flame. Connie's influence went beyond her mentors. She expanded on biblical teachings and acknowledged the ascended masters of the White Brotherhood. As Connie rediscovered her esoteric gifts and heightened sensitivity, she received direct guidance from Saint Germain for 2 years straight, free from any interruptions. Her chakras were sealed, a protective measure used for those chosen for special missions, keeping them safe from distractions. The roots of these teachings lead back to the esoteric wisdom of Enoch, whom Connie calls the father of metaphysics. He's known by many names: Hermes Trismegistus in Greece, Thoth in Egypt, and Cadmus in Phoenicia. Enoch's ancient insights, especially the 7 laws governing the universe, lay the groundwork for the metaphysical teachings we share today. These teachings, passed down through the ages and enriched by figures like Connie Mendez, continue to light the path to spiritual awakening for humanity. They offer wisdom and tools for those looking to raise their consciousness and connect with the divine light. In Lesson 24, titled When to Speak and When to Listen, we learn that silence isn't just the absence of noise. It's mastering the power of words. Your voice carries weight. What you say shapes reality. In times of anger, when the urge to explode arises, take a deep breath. This single act can stop hurtful words from spilling out, words that may come back to you like a boomerang, multiplied and toxic. Harming your well-being can come in many ways, and not every silence is a good one. Staying quiet out of indifference, laziness, or fear when you should act doesn't help anyone. In fact, it can create a karmic debt that you'll eventually have to pay back, especially when it hurts the most. Failing to speak up when it matters weighs heavy on your spirit and leaves you with a burden you could have avoided. Then there's the silence that comes from selfishness. Withholding words to gain something material will ultimately backfire on you. It's a false refuge that chips away at your integrity. Staying quiet out of cowardice, too, harms not only you, but also those around you. On the flip side, true silence can show wisdom and caution. It's a way to guard your thoughts and intentions against negativity from others. Keeping your plans to yourself protects them from critical voices that could derail them before they even start. Sometimes, sacred silence is necessary, especially when talking about your beliefs with people who aren't ready to hear them. Not everyone is ready for deeper truths, and sharing with the wrong folks can lead to ridicule or misunderstanding. The smartest choice? Speak only when someone genuinely asks, as they're drawn to your energy rather than your words alone. Listening is a rare talent. The one who listens deeply without jumping in gains wisdom and understanding. In contrast, those who talk too much often reveal more than they meant to, sometimes even showing the depths of their soul without realizing it. There's great value in listening because in that silence, you can learn. A metaphysician, someone on the path to spiritual growth, must be careful about criticism. When you criticize, you invite criticism back upon yourself. That negative energy will come back around. If you find yourself in a negative space, stay calm and rise above it. Use a metaphysical technique or affirmation to clear the negativity and create peace. But if you're struggling to keep your cool, especially as you're starting out on this journey, it's sometimes best to step away from the situation altogether. Being around those lower vibrations can really drag you down. As your spiritual journey progresses, you'll feel unsettled when you rise above lower energies. Real wisdom in how we talk shows genuine spiritual growth. Those who brag about what they know but speak carelessly are ignoring a core truth. Our thoughts shape our reality. Without grasping and applying this concept, you're not going to advance spiritually. Instead, you'll get stuck in a jumble of thoughts that lead nowhere. Remember, your intellect is just a tool. It serves you, but it shouldn't be the boss if you want real spiritual growth. Lesson 25 teaches us about finding a pathway to connect with the divine. To grow spiritually, we must learn to quiet our minds, relax our bodies, and tune out the constant noise from the outside world. When we find stillness within, through self-control and inner peace, we begin to see the truth that lies inside us. This is where we connect with divine power. The chaos of life can trap us in sensory illusions and a chase for material gains, which blinds us and dulls our senses. Our values begin to twist and our foundations shake, often leading us to a tough wake-up call that pushes us to react. It's vital to set aside time each day for contemplation, even if it's just 10 minutes. This practice helps us enter that state of inner silence, allowing us to emerge renewed, energized, and with a clearer understanding of our surroundings. In that silence, we discover true power and wisdom, unlocking endless solutions to our challenges. Knowing how to keep calm and composed, especially in tough moments, is a magical key to success. It opens doors to divine energy and power, while feelings of anger, anxiety, or negativity only block these forces and draw in more things we want to avoid. Anyone seeking happiness and relief from suffering must learn to cultivate inner peace and control. Diving into that inner silence isn't just idling around, it's a focused retreat to access divine power. When we've made contact with this inner strength, we can tackle our external responsibilities with confidence and clarity. Answers come to us in silence, helping us steer clear of mistakes and guiding us towards inspired actions. Artists, musicians, writers, and creators know that true inspiration springs from within. Without that connection, their creativity can struggle. Work might feel shallow or lack that spark when we can't hear our inner voice. To truly grasp what a book is saying, we need some quiet. Just like that, learning to enjoy solitude is a skill worth having. It lets us reflect, create, and find peace inside ourselves. Not everyone knows how to be alone. Some find it uncomfortable, while others isolate themselves too much. Finding a balance is crucial. We should mingle with others, but also carve out time just for ourselves, free from any self-criticism. Even in our busy daily lives, whether at work, riding the bus, or taking a walk in nature, we can find little pockets of silence to connect with something bigger. Spending time in calm, natural spaces takes us back to our inner selves. Nature's quiet helps us meditate and brings us closer to that divine presence. It's wise to keep our spiritual experiences to ourselves, especially from those who might not get it. Sharing them with care can inspire others. But remember, everyone's path is different. Comparing journeys only muddies the waters. Protecting these experiences keeps them as sources of personal growth and spiritual insight. Now, let's talk about Lesson 26, Healing Through Forgiveness. Forgiveness is often seen as a moral duty, something we do just because it's the right thing. But that doesn't really get to the heart of why forgiveness matters. It's not just for the person we forgive, it's for us too. Our hearts can be reluctant to let go, especially when we've been hurt badly. Yet, the real power of forgiveness is in freeing ourselves from the weight of anger and resentment. When we cling to grudges and replay the pain, we can fall into the trap of wanting revenge. We think it's justified, but that just drags us down even further. Holding on to anger can rob us of our peace and harm our health. That negative energy doesn't just fade away, it boomerangs back, intensifying and wreaking havoc on our minds, bodies, and souls. It can create immense suffering. Emotional and physical harm can lead to chronic stress and major health issues. Forgiveness isn't just about letting others off the hook. It's really about freeing yourself from that toxic cycle of negativity. When you choose to forgive, you shift the negative energy away from yourself, stopping it from doing further damage. True forgiveness isn't just standing back. It actively works to break down that negativity inside you, allowing peace to settle in. It's not enough to just hold back on taking revenge. You need to genuinely let go of the hurt and anger, both in your mind and your heart. This means addressing what happened with an understanding spirit. It's about saying, "I forgive you," but really meaning it, for your own well-being. This approach helps dissolve bitterness and opens the path to healing and inner peace. However, forgiveness often gets twisted. Many believe they've forgiven someone, but they still linger on the wrongdoings. If the memory of the hurt still sparks anger or pain, then real forgiveness hasn't taken place. Authentic forgiveness comes with forgetting the offense. Letting go of those negative feelings tied to the memory is key. Saying, "I forgive, but I don't forget," just confuses things. It suggests the wound is still festering, which stops healing from happening. The benefits of true forgiveness are huge. It mainly helps the person doing the forgiving more than the one being forgiven. Forgiving brings peace, lightens emotional burdens, and can improve both mental and physical health. It protects you from attracting more negative karma, since holding on to negativity just invites more suffering into your life. By forgiving, you shut the door on harmful influences and open yourself up to a brighter, more peaceful existence. On the flip side, those who cling to anger and bitterness often find themselves stuck in a cycle of bad luck, poor health, and constant conflict. They turn into magnets for negativity, which speeds up their decline in many areas of life. Learning to forgive is crucial for anyone wanting a peaceful and happy life. It's one of the hardest yet most rewarding lessons we can learn. Forgiveness can't be forced or demanded. It must come from a place of understanding and a true desire for personal and spiritual growth. When we face challenges, it's important to lift our understanding. That way, we can let tolerance and peace grow. If we look at things with a narrow mind, everything seems small. This can lead to arguments and confusion. But if we rise above, whether in our thoughts or in our viewpoint, we can see a wider perspective. This helps us understand the bigger picture. When forgiveness feels tough, that broader understanding is key. As a student of metaphysics, you have insights that can elevate your thinking, freeing you from a limited mindset. If someone wrongs you, remember, it often comes from their ignorance or lack of growth. The law of cause and effect reminds us that everyone faces the consequences of their actions. So don't fixate on what others do. Focus on your own life and choices. True forgiveness doesn't always need to be spoken. If saying it out loud is hard, that's okay. Just feeling it in your heart is enough to lighten your load. Don't lower yourself to engage in petty arguments or retaliate with hurtful words. It's like standing in front of a stampede of wild horses. With arms wide open, you'd get trampled. Instead, it's smarter to climb up high and watch as the chaos unfolds below you. When negativity comes your way, it's better to rise above it. Let it pass by without getting tangled in that harmful energy. When you face such challenges, say to yourself, "I don't accept this. It's not the truth. I don't want or need this, and I rise above it." Call on your inner strength to help restore order in your life. Forgiving yourself matters just as much as forgiving others. Living in peace means letting go of guilt. Don't speak poorly of yourself. Those negative thoughts stick with you and can manifest in bad ways. Self-pity weakens you and solves nothing. Instead, calmly think about your mistakes and use the power of forgiveness to clear up any past or present issues. If you don't call on the law of grace and perfection, finding true resolution can be tough. Forgiveness is key. It's necessary to get the divine help you need to tackle life's challenges. When you consistently invoke the law of forgiveness and the violet flame, you can change and erase past mistakes, lifting the weight off your shoulders. Sanjay's deep love for this planet, along with the universal law of mercy, helps to bring about this rapid transformation, healing the world from the disasters caused by ignorance and misusing free will. To really see things clearly, you need a broad perspective. A narrow view leads to errors and hurdles because it limits your clarity. Set aside your personal biases. Look at things objectively from above. Those who get too close to others and trust too much can end up taking advantage of them without meaning to. If you zero in on the small details, you miss the bigger picture. It's like being focused only on an ant and ignoring the elephant. But when you gain height, the ant's importance shrinks, and it no longer matters much. Remember, understanding comes from seeing the bigger picture. Without that understanding, forgiveness becomes impossible. Many of life's hardships can be sidestepped with this broader awareness, which brings clarity and insight, allowing for true forgiveness and inner peace. Now let's talk about Lesson 28, Beyond Material Illusions. In the transient world we live in, happiness can feel unclear. It's shaped by individual wants and circumstances. Some link happiness to financial stability and harmony at home. Others find it in the thrill of love and marrying a cherished partner. For children, joy might be as simple as getting a long-desired toy, but for adults, the sources of happiness get a lot more complicated. A politician might see happiness in gaining power, while those facing financial struggles may define it as wealth. Many women chase happiness through beauty and admiration, while others yearn for perfect love. Happiness is vast, with countless forms and meanings. What brings joy to one might not matter to another. The quest for happiness is universal, a drive fueled by a longing for something greater and for perfection. Yet, people often make the mistake of searching for it in external things: money, sex, power, status, and social approval. Time and again, we discover that happiness can be short-lived and often leaves us wanting more. It's clear that true happiness isn't found in what's outside us. The world around us is always changing, and things like money, a nice house, or social status, they don't last forever. They can quickly lose their shine. Real happiness comes from within. It's all about finding peace, balance, and a deeper connection to something greater than ourselves. When we tap into our inner selves and reach for higher levels of consciousness, we can experience moments of genuine happiness. Acts of pure love and selflessness, like those from caring mothers, compassionate doctors, and devoted teachers, bring us closer to that feeling. People who find joy in their work and live out their true calling often feel a kind of spiritual satisfaction that is like happiness here on earth. But let's be honest, life can throw challenges our way, making it tough to feel completely happy. The search for happiness takes different routes for each of us, shaped by what we want and our personal experiences. Despite the ups and downs, the human desire for happiness never fades. While we might never find perfect happiness on this planet, we can still experience moments of joy, hope, and fulfillment. These moments give us the strength to carry on. For lasting happiness, we need to rise above the material world. We must break free from the cycle of birth and death and reach for higher spiritual levels. In those realms, life goes on in ways we can hardly imagine, free from earthly suffering and limitations. As beings of light and energy, we often find that our unhappiness comes from clinging to physical things and misusing our energy, which leads to future pain. Those who chase happiness through selfishness, control, or dominance will soon see it slip away. True happiness isn't for those who sit back and do nothing. It's something we need to actively pursue and nurture. Gratitude is a huge part of this journey. By being thankful and present every day, we plant the seeds for future happiness. If misfortune comes our way, it may stem from our past choices, but with new knowledge and spiritual practices, we can change our path. Ultimately, gratitude is essential. We should take time each day to appreciate the blessings we have. Many don't realize how valuable what they have is until it's gone. Recognizing and being thankful for what we have, family, home, work, and health, can help us find a deeper happiness and contentment in life. Now, let's talk about Lesson 29, the art of asking. It's all about asking for what we genuinely want in a straightforward, effective way. Connie Mendez shares some insightful ideas in her book, Metaphysics for Everyone. The secret is to hand over our wishes and challenges to the divine. Trust that there's an infinite wisdom guiding us toward the best results. Start by clearly knowing what you want. Be firm and determined to state your request. Don't hesitate or change your mind. That just messes things up. Persistence counts. Use simple but powerful words, in harmony with everyone, according to divine will, under grace, and in perfect ways. Just say what you want once. No need to keep repeating it. When the desire pops back into your mind, just express gratitude. Thank you, Father, for this is already granted, and I'm waiting for it to arrive. Make sure to let go of fear and doubt. They can block your wishes from coming true. If you're only curious about whether this works, it probably won't. Instead, keep a hopeful and joyful outlook. This mindset opens the door to happiness. Stay aware and ready to spot any opportunities that come your way. Don't let them slip away unnoticed. Remember, you have the divine presence within you, the loving Father who has taken care of you since forever. This presence wants the best for you, wishes for your happiness, and lacks nothing. The divine isn't about punishment. It's full of love and ready to support you as you grow. But you need to ask for assistance, because free will means you've got to take an active role. Now, on to Lesson 30, Divine Order. To bring harmony into your life and tackle challenges, you need to embrace the principle of divine order. This essential concept, when practiced consistently, can usher in peace and balance. Understanding and applying this truth can lift you from suffering, guiding you out of tough spots, as invoking the spiritual law helps to elevate life's lower challenges. To find divine order is to align everything harmoniously with God's truth, which is pure perfection. This truth frees us from everything lesser. For anyone studying metaphysics, it's vital to practice this daily. Those who grasp divine order experience peace and harmony within themselves and with others. They find joy in their work, steer clear of unnecessary arguments, and aren't bogged down by fear or anxiety. They keep their balance, seeing challenges as opportunities rather than crises. Living in divine order means being at peace with your family, friends, and coworkers. It means enjoying good health and not wasting time on needless suffering. There's so much to learn and achieve. It's an active state that needs decisions, willpower, and courage. Often we come to realize divine order after going through chaos and pain, tough lessons, but vital ones. It's about fixing and realigning everything that isn't right or that causes distress. When you talk about divine order, know that it carries immense power. When you call on it with belief and feel it in your heart, magical things can happen. Just say with conviction, "Here is divine order," and watch how everything starts to align, no matter how chaotic life seems. If you're lacking, whether it's money, love, or work, invoke divine order to create the change you need. You can use this decree to ease pain, shield someone in need, revive a dead car battery, or turn conflicts into peaceful solutions. It's crucial to shut out negative thoughts. Refuse to accept them and declare perfection in everything, because that matches God's truth. Remember, everything follows a process. Divine order often takes time to manifest. It doesn't just happen overnight. It requires effort, determination, and perseverance. Think about cleaning a messy home. It takes time and commitment to organize it. Similarly, the divine presence flows through your life, but you have to ask for and declare the things that align with your will. Take a good look at your life. Are the good and perfect truths in line with your home, workplace, health, and finances? If not, make a strong, faith-filled decree to change that. Finding divine order takes time, especially if you've given too much power to negative situations. One key lesson from the German Brotherhood is about liberation. Living in divine order is a major blessing. To achieve it, we need to start living in truth. Don't delay that. Every person, no matter their status, is part of the universal harmony. Misusing our life energy or free will has serious consequences, leading to pain and unhappiness. But remember, divine order shows up when we call for it, affirm it, and declare it. The beloved Master, Prince of Divine Order, is an ascended master in the higher realms of light. You can ask for his help with any challenges that need divine order. The whole world craves this balance. What we wish for ourselves, we should also wish for everyone else. The secret to success? Decreeing divine order for others can slowly influence them, but don't get caught up in their problems or worries. True success comes from maintaining peace, allowing disorder and imperfection to fade away and make room for the harmony we desire.